Welcome. Today is November 3rd, 2012. This is Lujan.com. I am reporting from globalresearch.ca, Center for Research on Globalization. New turn in the Eurozone financial crisis. They're reporting big news that Greece will effectively run out of money on November 16th. And the article summarizes that this is due to the fact that we've had a debt that the Greek people did not incur. That debt has caused the European Central Bank to mandate that the Greek government pass austerity measures, which means they need to cut their fire, their police, and their education and social services in order to receive money from the European Central Bank to bail them out. The problem with that is that the money doesn't actually ever get to the people or pay off any real debt. The money ends up in the banks in Greece, which end up on their books as profit, which they in turn use for speculation. All the while, the Greek people are suffering, their currency is inflating, and they could literally drag Europe and the rest of the world into a worse global depression. So the article summarizes that the only way to really solve this problem is to overthrow the dictatorship of finance capital, which is the European Union, and that would be a great place to start. We have an incredible report from nydailynews.com. Queens residents arm themselves in the post-storm blackout from looters. We have reports from Rockaway Beach in Queens that there is a lot of looting happening. People are going hungry, breaking into grocery stores. People dressing up as utility workers trying to enter homes in the middle of the night. People locking their doors at sunset, arming themselves with baseball bats, booby traps, bows and arrows, guns, even though my understanding that there's firearms bans throughout New York City. Looks like the situation in New York is devolving. Heard another report earlier that the Jersey Shore has declared martial law, and other surrounding areas are considering such. Very, very serious situation in New York City right now.
When is the government coming?
They're sending their mobile units tonight, right?
With gas? We need gasoline.
Here at the Miller Field, right here.
With gasoline? You're going to bring food and gasoline and clothes?
There'll be a food distribution right down on Porta Capitano. They put it in place now, but this afternoon we'll be there. There'll be food
and gasoline to run generators. Bring us generators. Bring us something to get heat. We're going to die if we get killed with the weather. We're going to die. We're going to freeze. We got 90-year-old people.
We'll have the food this afternoon, right on Porta Capitano.
Get there. We have no cars. Don't you see? We need please, President Obama, please listen to us down here. We are going to die.
An article from the intelhub.com is reporting anti-depressants causing birth defects and miscarriages. Tufts University School of Medicine, Dr. Adam Urado has stated, study after study shows increased rates of newborn complications in those babies who were exposed to SSRIs, which are the most common form of antidepressants, in utero. So very interesting article that there really isn't any warning labels. There isn't really any coverage in the media that pregnant women taking antidepressants is causing autism, potentially is causing lots of different complications. Looks like it's just another case of Big Pharma wanting to get paid. For my last story, I wanted to share with you a blog from Chuck Baldwin, former constitutional candidate for president and pastor, a word about the elections. He brought up two very important points that I wanted to leave you with today. The first point is that the best way to make a difference, the best way that your voice can be heard with your voting isn't so much in the presidential election as it is in your local and in your state elections. There are some very important propositions, I'm sure, in your local area and state, and there are some very important elections for Congress, for state legislature, where you can make a serious difference, because It's less prone to election fraud, and really the government's power, as it was designed in the Constitution, is to rest at the local and the state level. So I would encourage you, as Pastor Baldwin has, to vote in your local and your state elections. Read the propositions. Do not get so distracted by the sensationalism that the presidential races have become. Second point, there is no difference between Obama and Romney. This paragraph here sums it up best. They both supported TARP. They both supported economic stimulus package. They both supported the so-called assault weapons ban. They have horrible records from the gun owners of America. They both, neither of them support a balanced budget. Neither man opposes foreign aid. They both supported the bailout of the auto industry, have a track record of being big spenders, fully support the private Federal Reserve. They oppose an audit of the Fed. They are both supporters of universal health care. Romney literally wrote Obamacare when he was governor of Massachusetts. They are showered from contributions from Wall Street, Big Bank, JP Morgan Chase. They're all backed. When you look at the money trace, they're all backed by the same financial interests. They are both soft on illegal immigration. They both support free trade. They both supported the Patriot Act, the National Defense Authorization Act, which are both civil liberty killers. No one's really talking about seriously cutting defense spending. If I could just leave you with this, on Tuesday when you vote, or if you've already voted, great. Please vote if you haven't done so already. Please take the time to read the propositions in the state and local legislature. And please remember that, unfortunately, this time around, we don't have a real choice. Don't get caught up in the craziness that becomes the presidential election of red team versus blue team. If I can leave you with this, let's get back to the Constitution and let's start electing people that follow it, because it's the law of the land. It's what's made this country great. Thank you. Please subscribe to all my video reports at facebook.com/Aaron Lujan. Thank you.